Oh, hey, it's April 20th, 2021. This is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news, stops here or something. I'm Allie O'Neill. I'm in for Brian Troxel, who couldn't be bothered to be here for some reason. I don't know. Today's 420, known as a big holiday for people who enjoy plants. But how did this holiday come to be? Here's NewsBrake writer Tawny Lane with an inside look.
Did that bear just say something?
Thanks, Tawny. The CDC reports at least 1 in 2 Americans have received at least one dose of their Fauci ouchie. This is very important as our country starts to return to normal. Larger gatherings are taking place, businesses are starting to reopen, and mass shootings are once again a daily occurrence. Yes, this week's biggest story: 8 people were shot and killed while several others were injured in a FedEx facility in Indianapolis this past Thursday night. This is America's deadliest mass shooting since 10 people were killed at the grocery store in Boulder less than a month ago. We thought we'd be locked inside our houses forever. This is a holiday. This is a special occasion. So, I want to keep it light and go to myself earlier today, teaching you ways to celebrate. Thanks, me from later. My favorite way to enjoy all the medicinal benefits of THC, including lowered anxiety response and a diminished need for the sweet embrace of death, is in edible form. Today, I'm going to show you how to make your own edibles at home using a tincture of THC concentrate, which you can get from any state whose lawmakers love their constituents, and common kitchen ingredients you may already have lying around or can obtain easily from Costco. Let me just pull out my Costco membership card here and that's not my Costco membership card. Man, don't you just hate it when you go to reach for one thing and accidentally grab your vintage NES Zapper instead? Hey, thanks, me from earlier. We'll check back in on her later. Bernie Madoff, the man notorious for running America's second largest Ponzi scheme, after Social Security, of course, died in federal prison this week after having served only 11 years of his 150-year sentence. Of course he cheated us out of all those extra years. In an op-ed about immigration for the Washington Post, former President George W. Bush wrote, "Migrants are a force for good," arguing for a gradual process to allow undocumented immigrants to earn legal status. Where was this guy 20 years ago? I know where I was. I was in high school, unable to vote, but still campaigning on behalf of Ralph Nader. On Friday, President Biden gave a speech condemning the epidemic of gun violence in the United States, declaring it's time to step up and act. Then he went to play golf at a private country club in Delaware. At least when W was president, he stopped playing golf. I kind of miss that guy. Let's check back in on me from earlier. Everyone knows about pot brownies, even your parents. Ask them about the 70s. Today, it's even easier to make your own special brownies at home. Just put all your ingredients in a bowl, grab your hand mixer, and oh my gosh, guys, I did it again. I'm sure we'll be back to her again later. Last Wednesday, an animal services officer in California rescued 7 puppies who all fell in a deep hole. Meanwhile, in Texas, first responders freed a German shepherd who climbed in the undercarriage of a truck and got stuck. It's refreshing to know that humans are not the only dumb animals on the planet. A new Wyoming law will allow drivers to take home roadkill and prepare it for dinner. Oh, was that illegal? Asked Denny's. Joining us this week, because I don't think I can make it through everything, is Tim Millard and a handful of other guests. Take it away, folks.
Thanks, Allie. The U.S. House voted to reauthorize the National Marrow Donor Program. Only 2 lawmakers voted no on a bill that practically screams, "This is a good idea. You can vote for this whether you are a Republican or a Democrat. Just vote for it." Congresswoman Lauren Boebert voted no because she believes you can stop leukemia with a gun. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene voted no because she believes bone marrow is the secret ingredient needed to activate the secret Jewish space lasers. Congresswoman Green, who apparently has plenty of time on her hands since she was kicked off the House Education Committee for her crazy views, is spearheading an effort to start a new congressional caucus that sounds like a really bad Renaissance festival. The America First Caucus cites a deep respect for what it calls, well, let's just go to Congresswoman Green for her proclamation.
Hear ye, a proclamation by me, a simple peasant like you, who was raised on a farm and grew up working in the fields, waitressed my way through college to achieve the American dream. The America First Caucus exists to promote congressional policies that are to the long-term benefit of the American nation, a nation with a border, and a culture strengthened by common respect for uniquely Anglo-Saxon political traditions. The America First Caucus will work toward an infrastructure that reflects the architectural engineering and aesthetic value that befits the progeny of European architecture. America was founded on the basis of individual and state sovereignty to ensure that no free American would be lorded over by a monarch ever again, which is why we choose instead to follow the red state god and Lord of Light, President Trump. A certain intellectual boldness is needed amongst members to follow in President Trump's footsteps and potentially step on some toes and sacrifice sacred cows for the good of the American nation. The way the world is made, the truth is all around you, plain to behold. The night is dark and full of terrors, the day bright and beautiful and full of hope. One is black, the other white. And the death plague originated in China, but it's not that bad.
This just in, this is a terrible idea, and the America First Caucus has been put on hold. At least for now. John Schaefer, the founding member of heavy metal band Iced Earth, is the first person to plead guilty to his role in the U.S. Capitol insurrection from January. He agreed to cooperate with prosecutors. Bet he never thought he'd be singing like that, am I right?
Thursday, the band Arcade Fire wrote a 45-minute song based on relaxation and meditation, which is really just a polite way of saying they wrote a long-ass song that puts people to sleep.
European soccer's future may be in jeopardy because 12 teams left Europe's biggest league to form their own rival league. This, of course, means absolutely nothing to Americans, because the only football we care about is the kind that causes career-ending and sometimes life-ending concussions.
In Tennessee, 2 women tried to use a novelty $1 million bill at a Dollar General store. And while this $1 million bill is not a recognized unit of U.S. currency, it can technically be considered an NFT. I'm still not sure what that is. Can someone explain that to me again?
Demi Lovato. Remember her? She says she is offended by the sugar-free and other diet items offered at a frozen yogurt shop in Los Angeles. This is the first time anybody has been offended about frozen yogurt since ice cream. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to be having yogurt, just have it fresh. You don't need to freeze it. It's perfectly fine fresh. God, that's delicious.
On Tuesday, a mysterious 19th century tunnel was discovered under a man's house in Alton, Illinois. The man was immediately arrested under suspicion of being Jack the Ripper. Because of the 19th century thing. It's good stuff.
Police shot and killed a man at a San Antonio airport last week, but then again, that's what happens when you forget the Alamo.
America's worst governor, Andrew Cuomo, claims to have invented a hand sanitizer which has the scent of New York State. I happen to have a sample right here, and let's give it a try. Oh yeah. It smells like sexual harassment.
A new CDC study shows that leaving the middle seat open on an airplane reduces the spread of COVID by more than half. That's 57% for those of you who are keeping track of those kind of things. It also reduces the threat of secondhand tuna breath by 100%. That's good, just means more tuna for me.
Famed Broadway producer Scott Rudin has announced he is stepping down from his theatrical productions as a result of allegations of bullying. So what's wrong with that? You got a problem with bullying? This is a hard business. Look, if you can't take it, get out of the business. I don't even want you fucking in here. Who even recommended it to you? Oh my God, get out of here before I cut your fucking throat!
Those guests were some of our OG folks here at Sketchworks Comedy. We've got classes where you can get involved and learn with us. Let's check in on the advanced sketch writing class that started last night.
All right, the first day of the advanced sketch writing class for Sketchworks Comedy. Let's see who we have.
Currently, you have 0 participants waiting.
Well, it's early. Maybe they take a little time to get on. I'll just wait. Maybe now.
Currently, you have 0 participants waiting. Currently, you have 0 participants waiting.
Don't rub it in. Being spiteful, isn't it?
Currently, you have 0 participants waiting.
Fine!
Okay, so classes haven't really started yet, but go sign up and maybe they will soon. Let's check back in with me from earlier one more time. Another way to easily absorb all the benefits of THC is to make tea. First, boil your water. I use an electric kettle, but you may also use the stove, or if you're like my Aunt Sharon, the microwave. Next, get a cup and place inside your favorite bag of tea. I like Earl Grey. Add some drops of your tincture, a little bit of honey to taste, then grab your kettle and how does this keep happening? Wow. Well, that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. Brian Troxell swears he'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Allie O'Neill. Drop it like it's hot. But seriously, if you're an adult, enjoy adult things responsibly. If you're a kid, don't enjoy adult things. And if things that should be legal are against the law where you live, call your senator.
What about now?
Currently, you have 0 participants waiting.